Chris McCracken, what you got for us, brother?
All right, so in continuing the Microsoft saying, "Hey, Chris, we really want you to get a new Xbox," stuff. So a couple months ago, I think it was about 2 months ago or so, there was this stream that was held by Microsoft, and Phil Spencer showed up on it. And Phil Spencer had a shelf behind him.
Yep.
And there were various gaming knickknacks and just stuff back there. Then some time passed. But if you guys remember back when, before the next Xbox, well, we knew about the Xbox Series X. Before we even knew for sure that the Series S was a thing, there was kind of these rumblings, but nobody knew for sure. It had never been confirmed. And then it got confirmed. And then Phil Spencer came out and said, like, yeah, I did these videos, and back behind me on the shelf was a Series S, and nobody even knew it, kind of thing.
Yep.
So now, there's a precedence being set for like, okay, well, when something's on the shelf behind Phil, that might mean something.
Yeah, check it out.
Everybody take a look. Yep.
So on this shelf behind him, most of the stuff that you can make out very easily is like Xbox stuff. Like he's got a bunch of Xbox controllers, a big Xbox logo, and a bunch of other little various gaming-related knickknacks. And then he has a statue of Ludens. And Ludens is the mascot, this little space figure-looking guy with the skull face, for Kojima Productions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then we get some stuff that comes out from journalist Jeff Grubb that says he's hearing from his sources that Microsoft is very heavily courting Kojima to try to get an exclusive title for their platform.
Crazy.
And he said, as of this time, he cannot confirm that any kind of deal has been closed. But Microsoft is always, they've never really done great in Japan, but they've always tried. It's like they're always constantly trying more and trying to really make inroads in that market. And we've heard Phil Spencer say numerous times that he wants to bring more Japanese games to the platform. Of course, they got all the Yakuza games in now and several other things. And so this is all feeling like something that is very plausible. And then which clearly this is the most speculatory part of it, but it's like, now granted, Phil Spencer has had a PlayStation, he's got other platforms, and he's a gamer. Like, he enjoys games. So it's not that odd that he would have Ludens back there. But Ludens,
yeah,
there's been no Kojima Productions, the new Kojima Productions game on Microsoft's platform. So it seems a little suspicious why the Ludens would be there. I could see it like on his personal shelf, but I don't know. With all this other Xbox stuff, it seems like it's hinting at something. Plus, Kojima's always playing these games and stuff too, so that kind of ties in and makes it feel like it might be something that would happen. So doggone it if that happens, there's just yet another game that I'm for sure going to have to play on an Xbox.
Yes.
And that's going to definitely mean, which I was already going to have to get a series something down the road anyways to play Hellblade, but I'll definitely have to get it for Kojima because even if he does come, his game's probably 4 years away. So there's that. So my Xbox One is going to be like, I can't play this. So that's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see it mentioned in the article, but I didn't know, Chris, if you dove deeper to see that. Is that something that had been in any of his previous videos on the shelf?
As far as I'm aware, I didn't do a huge deep dive, but I've not seen another video where he was in this specific room.
Okay.
So, I mean, there might be one out there. I mean, I'm not up on all of the live streams for the various platforms. Heck, I don't even catch all of the Sony ones all the time, but I've not seen this room before. So I don't know if those things have changed out. But kind of with that, tying into it, there's also a Nintendo Switch back there. Now,
yes, there is, yeah.
That's not really odd because he plays games. And Microsoft has had some of their games like Ori and the Blind Forest and Cuphead and stuff go over the Nintendo Switch, so it's not really all that odd. Mm-hmm. But Jeff is doubling down on saying pretty much everything on that shelf means something. There's a reason that things are on that shelf. He doesn't just put things there, especially whenever he's going live in that space. Yeah. And then there's another leaker, kind of reputable leaker, that has a pretty good track record called, how do you say his name? Sheepshaw Ed, something like that. I'm not sure how you say his name. But he said, basically the way that he put it is, he said, cat's kind of out of the bag. He's saying that there's going to be something announced in autumn regarding Xbox and Nintendo. Now, that's still an ambiguous kind of term. Like, maybe that just means crazy. Master Chief is coming to Smash. Or, it could be something small. Could be something like Game Pass coming to Nintendo or something crazy. You never really know. And the
Good
fact
Lord.
that Xbox is
Oh,
doing all
Lord.
this crazy stuff, you can't put anything past them. Then this is part of what makes gaming fun is all of the speculatory stuff and all this.
Right.
It's part of one of the big draws. I mean, I like Kojima's games, but I always liked all the other ARG and stuff that would all like anytime he did something, reading into everything and watching videos, breaking things down, trying to figure stuff out. All that's fun. So to be determined, we shall see. But and then if Microsoft does indeed get a exclusive, even if it's timed for only a year, still that is another big get for them.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Chris,
know.
didn't Kojima sign with Sony though with Death Stranding, or was that just a one-off deal?
He did sign a deal with Sony for Death Stranding, and that's why it came out on their platform first and was exclusive for a year before it did go to PC, and it was published by 505 Games, if I remember right.
505,
yeah,
yeah.
and it was not published by Sony. But
Okay.
I don't even know for sure what. Obviously, none of us know what the deal is exactly, but I mean, the fact that it did go to PC, maybe it could even go to Xbox somewhere down the road. I don't know. I mean, Final Fantasy VII still hasn't even come to another platform, and it said only launching first on PlayStation 4. So I mean, I guess technically it's coming
Right.
to a second platform because it's getting a PS5 update. But so yeah, his deal, as far as we're aware, was just for that one game. It wasn't necessarily
Okay.
for anything past that. That's
Yeah,
ever
he wasn't
been-
locked in for like a 3-game
Yeah,
deal. or
we've
anything
never
like
heard that
Okay.
that was the case. So I don't anticipate that it was. And Kojima's a big enough name that he could easily be like, hey, I'm signing this deal. You'll get first dibs on this one game. Just get my new studio kind of off the,
Right,
pick its
off the
bootstraps.
ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I will be watching this eagerly and seeing what ends up happening for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good for him, man.
Nice.
He's like just taking the reins ever since his split, and he's just kind of doing his thing and doing. I feel like he's in a better place. He's happier because he's doing the things he wants to do. So if he's wheeling and dealing cross-platform, more power to him, man. That's great. I mean, his games will probably take a while to come out because he's trying to be so innovative. But it seems like he's found his sweet spot, and he seems to really enjoy what he's doing now, and he doesn't feel trapped.
And there's nothing really wrong with going back and forth. One of the things that Toby does when we're on the road is like 1 year we would do Night of Joy at Disney. Then the next year we would do Rock the Universe at Universal Studios. Then the next year we
Yeah.
go back and do Disney. Then, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of being like, we're all, because a lot of people would be like, we're only doing Disney or we're only doing Rock the Universe. And so he made it very purposeful to do each one,
That's awesome.
and leapfrog.
Yep.
And so, Kojima's like, I'm here to create. You know what I'm saying? And so, and of course he wants to dance with those that brought him. And I bet, there's probably a lot of respect there with Sony and stuff like that. But, using the Guerrilla, folks engine and everything. But like, at the end of the day, he's here to create. And so if he kind of goes back and forth and is like, yeah, I made one for Sony, then I made one for, Microsoft, then I go back and make one for
Yeah.
Sony,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Yep.